everyone. I'm Komala Chandran. Thanks for joining us for the Career Relaunch workshop by Shakthi. For those who are new to Shakthi, this is a 501 non-profit organization, and we are women empowering women. Shakti runs various initiatives and programs to help women, like mentoring, supporting them, and career guidance is one of them. Today, our speaker, Rosalind Loganathan, is a talent acquisition professional at Bright House Financial. She has a wealth of experience in technical recruitment and great insights in the hiring processes. She lives in Fort Mill, South Carolina, with her amazing family. Rosalind is one of the executive leaders of Shakthi and leads our career guidance program. I'm sure you're all very excited to hear her. But before we start, I have a couple of things to mention. I will be posting a link in a chat just in a few minutes. It is a survey. This will help us understand your expectations and bring in more relevant sessions to you in future. Be resume writing, interview preparation, building back confidence, anything you would be looking for to relaunch your career. You don't need to do it now, but please remember to fill it out at least after the session. And another thing I wanted to mention here is all participants will be muted or should have been already muted to avoid distractions. Please post your questions on the chat directed to Komala Chandran, which is myself, and we will have Q&A coming towards the end of the session, and we'll go through the questions then. I don't want to delay further. Welcome, Rosalind, and Rosalind will take over.
Hey, thank you, Komala. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I'm very proud to be a part of this very first initiative of a Career Relaunch workshop. Let's get started. So would you believe if I told you just not less than 6 years ago, I was on the other side of the fence, looking to restart my career, feeling overwhelmed, where to start, how to start, if I should even start, right? Self-doubting ourselves. So this is something that we all do. Is it the right moment for me to start? Where will I find the time? Or where do I go start? So today we'll talk about how to get back into workforce after a long career break. I myself, I've had 6 years of career break before I started working on the job. So I understand, I get it, where you're coming from. So let's talk about what is a career break. Career break is simply a time away from your employment or a break from the job. And why do we take career break? It is mainly for two reasons. One is personal and the other one is professional. I could relate to many women here. I took a career break for my personal reasons. I became a mom and I felt nobody could ever care for my child like I did. So I quit my job and I took my career break. So many of you would have done the same, maybe to start a family, or you relocated, or maybe a combination of both, without even getting a chance to kickstart your career back in India. And some people would have taken a break for professional development, to enhance your skills, knowledge, went back to college, or to pursue your dream, or even for health reason. Whatever the reason may be, one thing that I'm going to request you all to believe is any reason that you had taken a career break is good, because at that moment it felt good for us. It is a needed break that we need. In fact, career break could be a good thing. We will talk about it, how it could be a good thing. It's funny, right? But we will talk about it a little bit later on how career break could be a good thing. Now, how do we term ourselves as? We worked for some time and then we took a break and then we are restarting. There are many terms people like to use. Worked returnees, women returners. I specifically like the term relaunches. This is a term that is often used by a career coach called Carol Cohen, whom I greatly admire. She founded a company called Relaunch. Back in 2000, when coming back to workforce after a break was not very common. It was not very pretty then. But Carol is someone who had 11 years of career break, who came back to work as a financial analyst in a bank. So at that moment, the challenges that she faced was enormous. So she started a company called Relaunch, which basically coaches employers on why they should hire relaunches. And this term kind of stuck with me. It is very positive, very uplifting, like we are coming with a bang back to how we want to restart our career. So relaunches is what we are. Um, let's talk a little bit about why we need a job. No brainer, right? We all need a job. Why are we talking about it? The more you talk about it, the more clarity you will get, the more confidence you will get in running towards it. First thing is financial independence. This is again a very common thing, but let's talk about it. Imagine you could buy everything that you want. You could pay your own bills. You could have a place to live in, and you could basically take care of yourself. Isn't that what our parents taught us when we grew up? Be responsible, take care of yourself. So unconsciously, what we did here is most of us, I came here to US in a dependent visa. So when we decided to make the move from our home country to be present here, we unconsciously let our spouses to take care of us. It is not a bad thing, but imagine the feeling that you would get when you can take care of yourself, being responsible for yourself, financial independence. The next thing is self-assurance and self-respect. Knowing something that you can do well and to get paid for it boosts confidence. It directly implies into self-respect. You will get a third person view of yourself. Like you do something good and you get paid for it. This is something that you created on your own. I have longed during my 6-year long career break. I want to build something that is just mine. Now, I'm not saying job is the only way to do it, but job is an effective way to do it. Don't get me wrong, I love my family, but I see my family like this. A family is a base. On top of it, you build something that's beautiful, that's just you. Only you can do it. Now, that is self assurance, that is self respect. I love that. The third thing is develop new skills. Same, I'm going to take you all back to your kids. We keep telling our kids, let's study, let's learn, let's move forward. Our brain is wired for continuous learning. Our education doesn't stop in school, it doesn't stop in college. You have to feed your brains so that it grows. So develop new skills. Job is one way to do it. No passion. Imagine you have a job that you're passionate about. Your interest, your passion lies in something, and you have a job that is related to it. Think about it. You're someone who are great in communication. You love making connections. You love talking to people. You get a job in marketing or in sales. Now that is a job you're passionate about it. Many people who have their job related to their passion and interest have become very, very successful. And not for everyone this is possible, right? So you could still have a 9 to 5 job which funds you sufficiently, and you could still feed your passions on a side hustle. So that's one thing. Contribute to the economy. How do we contribute to the economy if we get a job? More people start working, we get more money, you spend more, you create the increase in demand and supply, thereby you increase the job and the number of hiring, right? So it is a cycle. So you create a well-balanced economy with more jobs, which is very, very stable. Look at the condition that we are right now in. The pandemic has put a damp on many, many things. So how are we going to have our economy stable and leave a legacy for our kids to come? The more we work, the more jobs created, and that is how. Um, let's talk about now how, right? The first step many of us do the moment we decide, okay, I'm going to start looking for a job, is to write your resume. Not so much. Your resume is an important job search material, but not right away. You have more legwork to do. What you first have to do is self evaluation. You got to evaluate yourself. What are your strengths? What are your skills? What are your interests? What are your preferences? So you need to identify all those things. The moment you have a clarity by doing soul searching within, you will know how exactly you want to move forward. Let me call out some of the strengths that a good relauncher has. One thing, when compared to others, you are all educated, you already have some work experience, you know how to work in a team environment, you're a mature professionals. Being a mom, we all could relate how important is timeline. Were you a soccer mom who shuttled around your kids for games, for their math and reading program, or for their extracurricular activities? We understand the deadlines and timelines, which is directly related to the professional workforce as well. So know your strength and play to it. So these are how you first assess your career options. um, this is something that I keep getting because I'm in talent acquisition. I recruit people for a company who is based in Charlotte. And I see like millions of resumes coming in. And people who have taken career breaks ask me, I have had 6 years of career break. Is this even normal? 10 years of career break. Will I even get hired? Now, how do you normalize your career breaks? Before I address that part, let me talk about what is happening in your, in the world right now. In the last 2 years, a lot has changed. Many employers have embraced hiring mid-career break women. The advantages of it, we will talk about it. So LinkedIn, last year in 2021, they came up with a new feature called stay-at-home parent. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with LinkedIn. It is a professional network where you talk about your work, what did you do. It never used to have a section where you say that you were a stay-at-home mom parent or you took a break, but they added a new feature. So many of us struggle to explain that gap in LinkedIn. By adding this new feature, you could now do so. What does it mean to us? It means a big company like LinkedIn is acknowledging people taking career breaks as a normal thing. And that's okay. And Amazon last year, they started off a huge initiative of hiring 1,000 professionals who have taken career breaks. This is a huge initiative. They call them as returnships, re-entry to work programs. These are basically training programs where they will ease you in with some training so that you could get back to career workforce. Look them up. So employers are ready. Now, knowing what we know, how are we going to utilize it? The first thing I would tell you to normalize your career break is make peace with it. I myself have struggled with it. I beat myself up. Why did I even quit my job? I could have managed it. It just looked, the world was so small for me then. But looking back that right now, it looked like maybe I could have pulled it off by working, by still taking care of my kid. So it took a long time for me to make peace on the reason why I took career break. So I would say the first step that you want to take with, make peace with your career break. Normalize your career break. It is normal. We are all we all take career breaks, and especially women, we take career breaks because we care for our family. We kept our family intact. By relocating from one place to other, what did you do? You created a successful marriage. You created a happy kid. So believe that it is a good reason and call it out. I've seen some resumes where people would not talk about a huge career break. Trust me, employers notice this. So call it out, be proud of it. Don't be shy about it, talk about it. Mention in your resume, stay at home mom, or whilst I was taking a break, I was keeping myself busy, or I took some time off to reevaluate my career options. So be bold, be confident about your career breaks because it is in the past. You're all here, isn't it? Taking your very first step, coming in to learn more about how to get back to workforce. Now, this is your first success first step. So you're good. Normalize your career breaks. Now, where and how to start? We all want to be super moms, right? We want to cook, we want to do groceries, we want to do many things. Now, look at this person. Let's assume the person that you're seeing behind my screen, her name is Sushma. So she thinks she could be a super mom. I'm pretty sure we all could relate to her. She wants to cook. She sends her kids to school. She sends her big kid to school, and then she runs errands. She cooks, she cleans before the kids come back, washes them, feeds them, makes sure the kids are um, up to date in school. Now, our life is like this. We all want to be super mom. Now, where is the time for us to do all this? I would say, first thing, you have to form an ally. You have to create a support system. You have to talk to your spouse, to your kids, because it is not just the 8 to 5 time that you need to keep aside after you get the job, but the time that you invest in this job search journey, either to look for a job or to educate yourself or for practice interview or for professional networking. You need the time and you need your partner on your side. So form an ally with your spouse, with your kids if you're older, and make time for yourself. Second thing is networking. This is something very, very difficult for us to understand because we've become so digital and everything is online, everything is virtual now. So we think meeting people, knowing someone is an age-old adage, but it is not. Networking is one of the effective way for you to find a job. So look for career fairs that's happening in and around your place. Get on LinkedIn, join professional networking group that matches your interest or your past profession. Connect with them. Be an active participant in your social network. So networking is very, very important. Next thing is research. Say you're a person who is interested in starting a software developer job. Get on internet, look around the job descriptions that is matching to the titles that you're looking for. Read job descriptions. The more you read about job descriptions, the titles, you will get an idea of what the employers are looking for and what is the trend right now. What are the skills that you could focus to study to keep yourself abreast, especially coming after a long career break. Do some research on the industries that you're interested. If you are a person who wants to work for a healthcare industry, learn their lingos, learn their terms. Now comes the resume writing part. So resume is a very, very important selling tool for you. Now think like this. Resume is your selling tool and job description is the employer's selling tool. So you have to showcase and sell your strength, your interest, and what value you can bring in to the employers in your resume. At the max, you will have around 2-page resume. Nowadays, 1-page resume is a very big thing. Recruiters take nothing more than 30 seconds to look at your resume. So the structure on how your resume should be is very important. You don't want to put 100 bullet points on it. You don't want to put that is something not very important on it. So the top part of the resume should have the most important piece of your professional experience. Pay attention to the professional summary that you write about yourself. It is very important. Write a cover letter if you may. If you think your resume is very formal, write a cover letter to make it a little bit more informal. Why do you think this job is for you? What are the values that you could bring into the job? Call out your strengths. Interview. So this is one thing that there are so many questions about how can I prepare myself for interview? How can I understand the question what the recruiter or the technical person is speaking? The first thing is you listen. You listen to what the other person has to say. And if you did not catch it the first time, don't be shy in asking about to repeat it. It's okay if you don't understand it. Nobody's going to get you wrong. It is the wrong answer that will put you in a bad spotlight. And practice interviews at home. Use your spouse as your role play model. Use your kids as your role play model. Make a list of questions on what kind of questions to expect during the interview. The first question that most of the recruiters start talking about is, tell me about yourself. So be prepared to tell a little bit about your personal facts and what was your past experience and what are you doing right now and how do you think this job is a great fit for you. Just a brief pause and ask a question. Is there anything that I can dig deep into that could help you? Recruiters love someone who actively participate in the interview, simply answering for the questions. Yes, no, this is what I did, this is what I didn't do. So practice interviews, make a list of questions. There are some non-verbal communication skills that you will have to practice for the interview, like confidence, like your body language. Or if you're meeting someone in person, meet with them and greet with them with a firm handshake. Don't be shy, be confident. And now I know all the interviews are happening in virtual, like how we are interacting. So watch your body language. You don't have to be overconfident. Just be cool, calm, and confident. You'll do fine. Um, there are some survival tips that I want to talk about. I understand, I get it. When you have a career break, there are some times that I have struggled answering. What did you do in this break? I raised my family. A good enough reason for me. But how do I start? It used to be a major rejection factor. A career break used to be a major rejection factor for human resources before, but not any longer. But if you're still struggling to get the job, try volunteering. Volunteering will not only put some experience in your resume, but it is also a great platform to build networks. And consider temping. You don't have to always land in a full-time job. Contracting job is good. The reason being, you try something before you buy it. It is a win-win for both the employers. It's a chance to prove yourself. It's a chance for you to know more about the company. Is this a good company for me? Trust me, it is no longer just the job match. It is the company, it is the culture that you're going to work. It's going to be a great fit. Next thing, we are all guilty about it. We are all moms. We all are very, very busy. We absolutely don't do great here, but this is very, very important. Eat right, sleep, and exercise. Basic things, right? You have to have a clear mind because job search could be long, it could be tiring, and it takes enormous strength, both physically and mentally, for you to put your best foot forward. So eat right, sleep well, exercise. It gives you an energy that you could focus back things on it. And give yourself a break. Don't be too hard on yourself. And try not to let the external factors bother you so much that you're not getting the break that you needed. So let us see what is the what is a successful relauncher. You need to have determination, be determined in what you want. So the self-assessing part that we spoke earlier is very important. You make sure that you need it. You make sure that you're in the right spot, that you're ready to get back to work. And once you made that decision, be determined at it. Let nothing stop you and have a plan. Making an family members, plan strategically, and be confident about anything. Any skills that you have, talk about it and be confident about it. Now, relaunch or not, you decide. This is the final point because it's your decision. Nobody can decide it for you. Are you in a safe spot to talk about it? Are you in a safe spot to do this? Look at your current living condition. How is your day looking like? Do you think you could fit in a job? Do you think you can fit in a full-time job? Or are you super busy having something else going on that you could only do a part-time job? So assess your situation and see where you want to move forward. Now with this, I'm going to call Chitra Deshpande. She has a very beautiful success story to share with us. She's going to talk about her personal journey on how she got back to career after a break.
First of all, a big round of applause to Rosalind for the wonderful presentation she kickstarted today. My name is Chitra Deshpande. We live in Fort Mill. I'm a proud mother of two kids. My elder one is in 8th grade and my daughter, she is in 4th grade. And I'm here just to inspire you guys, just to give you an example of it can be done. The whole purpose of me coming here and sharing my story is to, at least after this session, we want to say that, okay, we were able to make an impact on each one of you. So by education, I have master's in computer application. And the beginning of my career, I used to be in software development. Getting married, being a new mother, I switched gears and I moved to teaching. So we were settled there. My kid was little and I was teaching and I was all happy there. And that's when my husband gets an opportunity to come to America for a short-term project. A short-term project for 18 months now is 12 years. I am still here. But what do you do? I came here on a dependent visa. It really took my confidence off of me. First of all, it was not easy for me to actually absorb that thing that, okay, I'm not even eligible to work here. But then slowly, steadily, we are human beings. We are animal of adaptation, so we adapt to that. And I didn't even realize when I started thinking that, okay, this is my life, this is me, I'm a mother welcoming the second child. My daughter came in our life and I was happy with what I was doing. But as Rosalind mentioned, I kept myself occupied in the sense like I went ahead and did the health coach certification. I just wanted to reach out, network, everything that Rosalind said. I was able to do that. Uh, I was able to network, reach out to people, talk to them, know their success stories and all those things. But I forgot somewhere who I was. I started to accept this is my life. My husband is doing an IT job. He has to travel. I'm here to take care of the kids, raise the kids, and do whatever is required for the family. In all those things, I started to forget myself, what I was. But you know what? Kids grow fast. And my kids started going to school and they had less dependency on me. That is when I started reflecting back. What am I doing? Am I making good use of myself? And that's around the time I got my EAD. That empowered me. For sure, I had support from my family, my husband. They always supported me. But it was not about the support you are getting. It was about what you want to do. Was I ready at that time? After having a gap of 8 years in my career, I had a lot of excuses to give to myself. But then somewhere I read, or you can say somewhere somebody told me, at one time you can either give an excuse or you can show the results. And that hit me hard. I said like, okay, I have 1,000 reasons not to go back to work. I can say, okay, we are okay with our finances. We are not hurting for money. Okay, I am happy doing what I do. I love my kids. I want to invest all my time on my family. I could give all the excuses. Oh yeah, the biggest one was I used to be in IT. Now everything today is what I did was everything is outdated. I do not relate to. I don't know the current IT world now anymore. It's like I'm rusted. I had two channels then. either to go back and sign up to go back to the college and do my master's again, and then put a dent on my family's budget, as I'll have to go for the education loan, or start somewhere from the scratch. That takes a lot of courage. I had to humble myself a lot. By then, other of my colleagues, my other of my classmates, batchmates, they were already on the leadership roles in what they were doing. Even the students I was teaching, as I told, right, I switched gears and went into teaching. I was teaching in an engineering college. In that 8 years of gap, those teachers have those students have also become on like the program managers, team leads. And now me thinking of starting my career now after a gap where my 4 or 5 years of experience in India is not going to count for nothing, it was not that easy. I'm just saying all of these things just to give you guys hope. If you have any of these thoughts in your mind, I was there too. I'm really telling, I was there too. And so I decided to start from the scratch. I started applying for very entry level positions in the organizations. I had to humble myself because I had a lot of horns on my head that I know everything syndrome. I don't know if others have, but I had that syndrome of I know everything. So why should I start on the entry level, right? But I started on the entry level. While working on that entry level, people did come to know about my background, my education. So, when you show what you have to offer, people do identify. And my organization, they have a lot of professional development programs where they allow you to go and volunteer, not volunteer, but actually we call it rotate in different other departments, not getting paid a penny extra, working on top of what you are doing already. Other peers had the thought process that why do you want to invest 1 year of rotation in a position where you are not going to get paid extra? But then it was easy again. It was an excuse not to do, going out of the comfort zone. But then I thought, I discussed with my mentors, I discussed with my family, and they said that think like this: 1 year, they are giving you an opportunity to gain an experience outside of your current role, and then still they are paying you. Is that a bad deal? No, it was a good deal. I was getting paid for getting experience, right? So I took advantages of all those opportunities. And currently, I am an auditor in a bank here locally, and I'm happy with the career path I have right now. But if you ask me 5 years before, did I plan for it? No. Did I knew I will lead here? No. But now when I go back, I see that everything was already like a building block for what I am going to do in future. Just that you need to take that first step forward. I'm here only to represent you guys. I'm here not to tell my story and brag about anything. I'm just a normal person. There is nothing special about me. I'm just one of you guys. I am here to just represent you guys. I'm here to just tell you that it is possible. And that I want to give back to Rosalind. Thank you so much for giving me this platform to share my story. I hope I was able to inspire you guys. And yeah, back to Rosalind.
Hey, thank you, Chitra. That was very inspiring. I've heard Chitra's story before, but the path that she has crossed is very tremendous. It was very inspiring. So, to add to what Chitra said, many of you are here. You're all moms. We were all moms. We were stay-at-home parents at some point of time. So it is not very difficult for us to restart or to start a career. So we are okay.
Yes, I encourage each one of you to reach out to us if you have any questions. We do have lined up some programs that we want to cater to your needs. So make sure you fill up that form so we know what you want to learn, what you want to hear. We have an awesome resource now. Rosalind, take best advantage of her. She is a talent acquisition expert. She looks into resumes day in, day out. She can guide you guys. We are going to have sessions in identifying the needs based on, like, you want to learn about the resume writing, you want to learn about the interviewing skills, you want to do mock interviews with any one of us. We are here to help you, empower you.
All right, thank you. So We will open the Q&A.
Rose, we have one question.
Sure, Kamala. I was just saying that we are opening the Q&A sessions. So go ahead and type in your questions in the chat. There are some questions that we'll try to answer. With that, I'll let Kamala lead it.
Yeah, we already have one question. Rose, I think you would be the best person to take care of it. It's like, what if I don't have, I have not worked before and I'm starting a career now? What would be your advice for that?
My question to this person is, what is the last association when it comes to job or education? Start from there. If you're someone who has not worked before, start with your education. What did you study? What are the academic projects that you did? Now, the good thing about for someone who's starting a career right now is everything is new. You could get your hands on in anything. You don't have to unlearn anything. So the world is a big oasis for you. So find your interest and see what you want to do. Match it and start with it. If you're someone who's very good in numbers, try an accountant or a computer programmer job. Or someone who is a chatterbox like me, who speaks a lot, try a job in talent acquisition or in marketing or in sales. So you have everything right in front of you. Go back to your education. Think about what did you feel the moment you passed out from the college? What did you want it to become? Start from there and do your research.
Awesome. Awesome. There's one more, Rose. It's like, I want to start my career, but I'm not sure which field is easy to get into. Is it like, some say it's testing, manual testing, some say it's BA role. If I am targeting an IT industry specifically, which are all the roles I can get in easily? Any, Chitra also, I think, would you be able to take it, Chitra? Chitra, you're on mute. Okay, let me ask it. Yeah.
Rosaline, you want to go? I can just add my perspective to it, but Rosaline might have a more professional answer.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead, Chitra. I'll add to it, towards the end if anything needs to be added. Okay.
So I would say that if you are looking back into the IT careers, I was on the same boat. I was looking for the come back to IT as well. I couldn't start from IT. Just to be very upfront with you guys, I couldn't start with IT. I had to take any entry level roles just so that you have like a step into the door. Just to get your step inside the organization, you need to work, be open-minded to take up any entry level position. And the path makes it yourself. If you have experience, it will show up. If it does not, make sure to bring it up in front of the leadership where you're working with, or if you have any networks there or clubs there, make sure to do that. For the entry level, right now I have seen a lot of people doing agile courses. That is helping a lot of many people I have heard going back into the IT career. But the agile roles do need hands-on experience in that area, in that agile environment. I myself am pursuing the agile certification, and I have helped my organization to go agile as well. So that was it. That was required from my end to get myself licensed and certified in that area. But I did not start with agile and then entered. I entered and then I figured out what is best right now, what is required.
All right, thank you for that. So there is the answer to your question is yes and no, right? To me, no job is easy, no job is hard. It is all in perspective basis. But because you asked me in specific to IT, I know IT requires a specific, I hate to say the word education, so I'm gonna wing it this way. IT requires a specific thinking pattern. You just have to be analytical in your thinking and be vocal in how you communicate your technical knowledge to someone like me who is absolutely not technical, right? So it is how you think. If you're moving into QA, I know you will have to have some basics covered. You will have to take some turnings. trainings related to QA. And I know nowadays more manual is not there. So everything is getting automated. So you may want to think about automation testing. There is still manual testing that's happening, but you will need to study for both of this if it is testing. Now, business analyst, on the other hand, is someone who would be a business liaison or a technical liaison within an organization who collaborates with business. When I say business, it's the function, it could be anything, and the technology, who are the actual software development folks. So for this role, communication is very important. A little bit of technical knowledge is required because you need to keep both parties occupied. So I would say if you need a hard and fast answer, start exploring options being a business analyst um, in a financial services industry, if you understand that. And then you move on to learn technical on the job, then you upgrade yourself being a business systems analyst who will do a little bit more of testing. Then comes the QA part, if that answers the question.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Rosalind. I would like to add a few things to it. Like you mentioned, I think business analyst would be a great start for somebody who's very confident and great with communication skills. Otherwise, I think for a fresher, I would say learning some content management systems would be really easy, and that way they can easily find a job as well. I know not many would be hearing about this, but maybe make a note of it. Content management systems. There are so many tools out there. Okay, it requires very minimal training. And once you get trained, you can easily get placed. Okay, and the other thing I would suggest is try some user experience jobs. So not many people are again aware of this, especially in our Desi community. There's a lot of demand when it comes to user experience or user interface. So if you have some design background, or if you love designing, or if you're good with interaction, especially with the user interaction, then I would say try searching for a user experience training. And there's a lot of tools out there that you can get familiarized with it. And again, with a very short course, maybe a month or two, you can be really good at it and find a job and get started. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There's one more question. There is a message also related to that from Gauri Paul. So the next question is, I have made up my mind. I want to start looking out for a career. We spoke about, Rosalind, you mentioned about networking. So where do I start with networking? How do I go out, find people and connect with them? This was the question, and I see another message. I think Gauri Paul, you read my mind. So there is a point Gauri had mentioned. There is a great resource called Mom Project, specialized in connecting women looking to restart their career. So the Mom Project is one message that I see. But the question again, Rose, please take it up. And how can I network, open up my network?
This is going to be very hard to hear to whoever asked this question. Reach out to your old contacts. The human networking to find a job is the most effective way for you to land in a job that you like. We have job portals, right? Where you go upload your resumes, where you apply for a job, which is a good thing. This is to reach out to someone who don't know you, but you would be one in a million. Now, don't stop doing that. You continue to do that, but reach out to your old career folks, or find an organization who helps women or someone who's coming from a career break. Like Shakthi, you're here. How did you hear about us? So come to networking groups like this, connect with professionals who like Chitra, like, Nidya or Komala, whoever has come back to career after a break, learn about their journey. Most of the times, these are the people who have a lot of resources on what's going on and know from their personal experience how important it is to spread the word. So That is one thing. The third thing is look for career fairs that's happening in and around your local places. This is something that I think I covered, but let's talk a little bit more about it. A career fair is not just a place where you take your resume and go ask for a job. It is a place where you meet employers, your prospective employers, and create the networking. Most of the career fairs, the employees, when they come, they set up a tent, they have a business card to give out. So collect them and do a follow-up, right? So someone, I personally, when I attend career fairs, I like the fact that if anyone writes a follow-up email or sends a message, hey, I met you in the career fair, just wanted to give a shout out to see if you have any opening. Now that is an initiative that any employer would love. So you start from there. At the same time, keep your resume floating in, professional job search groups. I would say LinkedIn is becoming big. So create a profile on LinkedIn. Make sure you put your experience, whatever it is. Make sure you add your education and choose the option open to work and apply for jobs on LinkedIn. And if you are a person who's looking for IT jobs, uh, job portals like Dice and Monster works great. And if you're a non-IT professional, try Monster, Career Builder, Indeed. But LinkedIn is my go-to place.
Yeah, well answered, Rosalind. I would like to add, so you have started the networking by joining this workshop by Shakthi. Komla has shared a survey link. It's not necessarily a survey, but we wanted you to join that network. That way we can kind of help you group together. Let's say if you're looking for business analyst roles, then maybe we may be able to group all the women who are interested in business analyst roles. And then we can have specific sessions for them. Okay, so that way you can also get an opportunity to interact with fellow women who are actively looking. And also you get to interact with a senior business analyst who has been out there, okay, in and around Charlotte. Okay, so this is a great start. And make sure you fill out the survey. Thank you.
I have a question here. I'm sorry, Komala, to jump in here. It's a direct message, so I just wanted to lead it. It's a great question. I have 5 years break. I worked in top position in a bank in US. I have an aspiration to do, but some sort of laziness dragging me back. I'm telling that I'm not finding time in day-to-day activities. What to do? Now, this is the comfort zone that I call. When I say comfort zone, people think I'm a full-time mom. How do you say that this is a comfort zone? Now, that is not the comfort zone that I'm talking about. Have you ever heard of the term, let me rephrase it, like getting caught yourself in a familiarity of chores? So you keep doing something again and again in a day, you get very familiar, you master it, and that is the only thing you want to do. Get your kids ready, talk to your parents, and do cooking, cleaning, talk to neighbors, cook for a big cookout in your community. So now this is very busy life, but this is what we get caught upon. So you have to find a way to break out of this comfort zone, make a routine work. If I were you, I will start my day with 1 hour of focus only to network or to learn about the job that I want to do. Just start spending 1 hour in a day and then make a routine to make it more bigger and bigger. And Vijay, it should be very easy for you because you've already worked before, right? It just needs some practice to get back on track. So.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Rose. We have one more question that have come up. So the participant is asking, am I audible?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, my internet is glitchy. So, so the participant is asking, I'm an entrepreneur and I have an MBA in dual specialization. So I'm looking to do a part-time job. And I have not worked for a long time. I have been running a dance school and dance and music school here. So will I be able to relaunch my career in a part-time job way? What is the possibility of it?
I see a passion in this, right? Looks like you're passionate about starting your business, running your own company, working your own hours. I love that. Yes. If anyone asks me, is it possible for me to do? I'm going to say yes, anything is possible, right? So try working into the time, figure out the time. What is the time that you can do? And work your passion into it. I know this is not a direct answer. Um, because you called out that you have masters in MBA, I'm pretty sure you understand the nuances behind the business. So it depends on what exactly you want to do. And yes, I think you could do that, but I'm out of words here. I'm trying to think what could an entrepreneur want to do in part-time. I think that only you could best answer that question. Or if you want to rephrase it, that would be great.
I can take that question.
Sure.
I just want to congratulate you that you are an entrepreneur. Don't even think that job is the only way of making that difference we are talking about. On Rosalind's second slide, the slide which was why, in that why, there is nothing there that she did not mention that you only have to earn through a job. Being an entrepreneur itself is a full-time job. In fact, it is more than a job. You own that job. So don't even concession that you are an entrepreneur and you want to do a part-time job. Give your entrepreneurship as your first priority. And I'm an entrepreneur too. I also run my own business on online platform, which I started doing before even I was doing my job. And that has always complemented me to work to get back into my job, because that gave me a lot of understanding about dealing with people, understanding people. My communication skill all comes from me being able to do my business good. So I want to first congratulate you that you are already one step ahead of yourself, what you are thinking right now. So yeah, definitely. And then the prior question was about the time management. I'm telling you, time management is a myth. I tried so many tips and tips and tricks to manage time. I want to say prioritize your priority. Time, it's like prioritize your priority. Make a list of things on a paper, what you do on daily basis. I'm telling you 40% to 60% of the things are something which are not adding value to you, your family, or your career. So identify those things and start slowly taking a step back from those activities that are occupying a lot of time of your day, and then think how you can replace it. No habit you can stop. You have to always replace a habit with another habit. If you have a habit of being maybe on a WhatsApp or a Facebook or a social media, it's good, even if you're reading articles there. But are you reading any articles which is taking you step ahead? Good. Otherwise, see if you can replace it with another habit of reading a book, a personality development book, a leadership book, a communication book, or maybe a technical book for that matter. So see if you can list out of all the activities you do on a day, see what are non-productive activities which is not adding value to you, and identify those activities and replace with something which will take you a step ahead.
Yeah, I would like to add, I've been hearing this from quite a few of the folks in the community that they wanted to quit being an entrepreneur and go back to work, a 9-to-5 job. I really wondered why, because personally me,
Yep.
I was in a leadership role at TIA, and I was hiring, I was in IT, and I was hiring IT professionals and managers, senior managers that reported to me. But I'm proud to say at this moment, I resigned that job to become a full-time entrepreneur. So I really don't understand why some folks have that in mind, that entrepreneur is kind of low. No, you are your own boss. Be proud of it.
You said it, Lydia, you said it. Yep.
Yeah, and you can
Amazing, yeah.
right? It's not just you go work for somebody, right? You employ others, you give a life to others. So be proud of it and never underestimate yourself being an entrepreneur. Okay.
I
Hope
think
that
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you.
Komla, we'll have time to take one more question. I'll let you
Yes.
call it out.
We have one more question. I think many of them will have this question in their mind. How do we reach out to Shakthi? So I'll take this question myself. So Shakthi support line is another best way to reach out to us. I have posted Shakti's womenshakti.org is our website, and you will have our support line number. Reach out to us for any help. And also, please fill out the link I had posted earlier when we started the session. I will repost it again. And you can give your email ID and your question in there, and we will also reach out to you. Okay.
Yeah, just to add on that, we are planning to conduct future sessions similar to this, but not exactly very generic. It could be based on the response that you're filling out this link that Komla was talking about. It could be if you need help in resume writing, or if you need help practicing role-playing interviews, or how to conduct yourself during the interview, or where to reach out. So anything for that matter, they're all going to be tailor-made small group sessions. That would be, if it's required one-on-one, we are here to help, but that is the best way to let us know how exactly we could help you.
That's great. Thank you all. This is wonderful, mind-blowing. And thank you, Rosalind, for your time and all your patience answering all the questions.
Thanks, Nidya.
Thank you,
I'll
Rosalind.
call Deepthi. Thanks, Chitra. Thanks everyone for joining, but I'm going to call Deepthi here quickly to wind up our meeting. She's going to give a little bit, on the background on what we did, and then basically tell you what's next on the step.
Hi, everyone. I'm Deepthi Krishnan. I work as an application specialist at Atrium Health. A few months ago, I was actually at your place, so I can totally relate to each and everyone out here. I'm a part of Shakthi Career Guidance team. Thank you so much, Shakthi Corporation, for giving us an opportunity to conduct a session that is very meaningful for every woman who has gathered here. And thank you to our speaker, Rosalind Loganathan. That was such an insightful session. And thanks to our guest speaker, Chitra Deshpande, our moderator, Komla Chandran, and our volunteers, Selvabala Saranan and Vimla Kariyappan, who have worked very diligently to make this all happen. And not to mention our audience, who had made this event a grand success. As actually Komla mentioned earlier, what's next questionnaire form is actually shared in the chat section. What's next questionnaire form is actually a way to connect with the Shakthi Career Guidance team on how we can help you all with the next step towards your career search, be it resume writing or interview prep or building back your confidence. We can actually help you all in tailor-made small sessions in the future based on the need. Thank you all for joining, and we wish you all the very best for the future.
Thanks, Deepthi.
Thank you, Deepthi. Thank you, everyone.